Ulonka tabati yada tó yẹ kó máa da ifá. Inú tó yẹ kó jẹun, lọ́ fi bí pa. Ọbàtálá, ọba takuntakun. Ṣàngó, Èṣù, Ògún, Ọya, Ọ̀ṣun. Ìwọ ló ń bọ̀ nílé. Kí ni ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tán ṣe nílé yìí o? Ó jẹ́ lọ jára.
Alafia, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I am your host, Orisha, and we are joined today by none other than the Oba, the Oloye, the Ojise, Baba, Ifa, Kerade. Peace and blessings, Baba. How you doing today, Baba?
Peace and blessings, my brother. Peace and blessings. And to all who are listening in, peace and blessings and one love to everyone. Everyone.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Likewise, man. Yes, sir. And shout out to the tribe, man. Shout out to we got a new member, Madam. I hope I'm saying this right, Madam Akazawi. Shout out to her for joining the tribe, joining the Ashe tribe. I think either today or yesterday. Brand new out the box member. Shout out to Nkosi Aborobwe, Aboshishe, Ato, and Nkosi, what's good with you, family? And to the rest of the tribe too. We had a couple other new members too that I saw. I think Stephen, Carrington, and a few others. I appreciate y'all, for the love and support, family, for sure. And yeah, we got a lot going on and a lot to be chopping it up with tonight, man. So I definitely want to give a shout out to all of our new members, as well as all of our current members and those who've been rocking with us for a minute. Shout out to DJ Quiko, and Bro Kansu, and Ifa Segun, Queen, the whole tribe, man. Everybody who's been rocking with us, man. Shout out to everybody for the love and support. We definitely appreciate y'all. And yeah, so we ready to get this thing cracking, Baba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it, because time is of the essence, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it do, babe. We're gonna make it do what it do. But yeah, with that, the path to personal priesthood, man. Wait, first before we go into that, shout out to the Ojise Institute, man. That thing is gonna be launching in 2 days. We're 48 hours away. So shout out to the members we already have that's in the institute. Y'all will be getting the link to the first call. That y'all will probably be getting that tonight or tomorrow for sure. So shout out to y'all, and then we'll definitely be sharing the links to the institute as well for those who want to sign out. So big shout outs to Ojise Institute and those who are already members, man. We appreciate the love and support, family. So now, bye-bye. With that, my apologies. I want to put that in there too. We really got rolling.
Because see, since we're gonna put a finger on the pulse of priesthood with the coming forth of Ojise, the institute. It's a powerful statement, because the same way people talk about spirit moving, okay, spirit moving through matter. We are mounted by spirit. We are possessed by spirit. We are brought into transformational bearing by spirit. But see, very few things in the universe, regardless of what dimension we're in, work one way. There's always this interchange, this interaction, this blending, this merging, in order to create and recreate, okay? And even to extinguish for the sake of creation. Okay, so it's cyclic. It's an immersion of one into the other. So when we discuss matter being possessed by spirit, we also can take into consideration spirit coming as a result of matter. Okay, and I used to have people, as we say, kind of scratching their heads on this, because it's like, okay, well, if spirit can possess a person, then would it be conceivable for a person to possess a spirit? So we don't generally look at it like that. We don't really see beyond the blinders because we want to be possessed. Okay, we are taken by the drumming. We're taken by the invocation. We're taken by the abodes. We're pulled as matter into a spiritual realm, and there we are mounted. Okay, just an example. But my way of thinking is, and specifically related to, okay, the formation of a concrete structure, an institution, whereby the matter, okay, even if it's virtually speaking, is bringing forth the spirit. Understand? As the matter of man and maternal, material, okay, mother, okay, in combination brings forth the child. The child is just not a physical statement. Neither is the mother nor the father. Okay, so we are bringing into existence a spirit. We are possessing the spirit of the Orisha. We are possessing the spirit of Ifa. We are possessing our ancestral essence. We're just not looking to be possessed. Follow my logic here. We are looking to possess, to bring into possession the spirit and essence via our concrete works, our books, our teachings, okay, the dialogue that we have, the Ashe podcast, the Gumroad accounts, and now an actual institution. Okay, bestowed the name Ojise. So this is a powerful statement, and as an opening, okay, to this podcast, it is a matter of, are we striving to become of the sacerdotal order, of the priestly order of Ifa and of the various Orisha, so that we can be possessed by them and whatever notion that we have that they symbolically represent? Oh, well, Shango is like this, and Oshun is like this, and Obatala is like this, and Oya is like that. Okay. And Obatala is like that. Everybody has their concept of what the Orisha's attributes are. And we seek to be possessed by them. Okay. But I'm saying perhaps the Orisha are accepting what it is we're building in this world, in this concrete flesh and bone and blood of self, and they're seeking to be possessed by us. And we therefore must strive to present to that realm, to that dimension, to that world of the metaphysical, of the spiritual, that we are worthy. That we are worthy. Because as they pray, dance, drum, discuss, meditate, and continually grow their spirits, because remember, Orisha spirits have spirits as well. Another thing that I have people scratching their heads about, well, how can Orisha have spirits? I'm like, well, how can they not? How can they not? Okay. And they're evolving just like we're evolving. But the priestly serve as the bridge, okay, between how the manifestations come about, not only in the physical world, but in the metaphysical world as well. We are possessed, but we are also possessing. And this becomes the core of my teaching, of my studies, okay? Because it's my understanding. All right. So that's kind of the opening statement, Baba Orisha Bami. You know, how do we as the priestly, or who are endeavoring on the path to priesthood, develop ourselves and present ourselves as worthy, again, not only of being possessed by the Orisha, but even more so, being accepted by the Orisha as we possess them on the metaphysical. What do you think?
Nah, I think it's profound and powerful as usual. And it's funny because that I was going to actually bring up a few questions in regards to you, because
Okay.
we spoke. I believe it was either last night or yesterday, whenever one of the recent conversations we had, and I was recalling to you about how this particular masterpiece was very significant in regards to my journey, in this tradition, Ifa Ishe tradition, right? But then we were also talking about how profound it was, for me to prepare for my going in the room. I did my best to prepare, to study, to, do everything I could to get to where I wanted to be in regards to just being prepared to the best of my capabilities. And then I think it was like maybe 2 weeks, no more than 2-3 weeks before you told me about this masterpiece. And I'm just like, yo, what? I didn't even know about this book. So it was nuts when you told me about it. And I just recall, man, I ordered it. It came in and I read the whole thing before, and it was just a whole nother, you know what I'm gonna say? And this is, and I haven't even used one of these things yet, but I can imagine that this is what it probably is like. But they got these new, I don't know what they're called, VR, virtual reality goggles, right? And I saw a video yesterday. It was funny, but it wasn't funny. But it was people who be wearing these virtual reality goggles, and they like playing video games and doing all kind of different activities that you can do in this virtual world. And I remember seeing like one kid ran into the TV, like literally dove, into the TV like it was a swimming pool, because I guess it looks so real when you have these goggles on. It's like being in another dimension, like in another, another world, a virtual reality world. And so I see people who be like doing boxing games. It's like they punch a daggone TV in or punch a counter, or it's nuts. But I say all that to say, reading OG say, I felt like that was my version of putting on those goggles, to where it was like I was kind of like in an alternate reality. I was in a reality that was at a higher level than what I was already in regards to my path. And so when I read OG say, it kind of put me into that quote unquote metaphysical, metaphorically speaking, virtual reality of being in the room and someone who has been through it, experienced it, crystal clear detail, the way you documented it. And it was like, yo, this is dope. Like for real, because it's like it gave me a lot of insight that I know I would not have known prior to reading that book. And so I feel like that took my preparation to a whole nother level. I'm talking about a whole nother level, because you went through a lot that I didn't even know was allowed to be shared, especially with your Abatala initiation. You know what I'm saying? Like you shared a lot, within that. And so from there, it really gave me a strong grasp of like what to be prepared for, and especially going into Obatala, you know what I mean? So it was like a very profound playbook, if you will. Kind of like, and I use this metaphor all the time too. It's like when, when an NFL team starts the season, they have their playbooks set up primarily for pretty much every game of the week. Now, of course, they'll alternate and they'll switch, plays, and they'll scheme, and they'll watch film and see like what plays and what formations and what to do to face the opponent for that week. But for the most part, they have their playbook. The master playbook is pretty much complete from the first game of the season all the way through the Super Bowl. So it's like they're already premeditated for the most part, and then you kind of tweak it as you go on through the season. So now I think we got the Chiefs and the Eagles, in the Super Bowl. So it's like that was like a playbook for me to really position me, to prepare me to get into what for me was my own personal Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Going into the room and then coming out, being a fully consecrated child of Obatala. But I say all that to say that that's where I took the challenge of you years ago with creating the lighthouse, which we have now in Ashe, but also that's what I also want to do in regards to with the Institute, with OGC Institute, because the handbook was the foundation. That was like, you know what I'm saying, the starting point. It was the fundamental, you know, to me, it was like the prerequisite to us, anybody coming into this tradition. And everybody who I've ever met who was curious, I refer them to that first, because I'm like, yo, this is like the Bible. It's like the Ifa Isheshe Bible to me. You know what I mean? So it's like I always refer them to that. But now, you know, where we're going with the Institute, I was like, you know what? I want to create that for people who are coming to the Institute. So that's what I'm working on now for the study group, to prepare people the same way that the handbook and OGC prepared me to go into the room to become a child of Obatala. I want to prepare our listeners, our supporters, our subscribers to come into the Institute the same way with the study group, because that's what you did for me. And I feel like there's so many different, I think, places and missing spaces of education and training and enlightenment in regards to the tradition. And so it's so many things that I just learned recently that I want to share with the tribe, because it's like, these are all things that are going to speed up and expedite their process and their journey to get to the next level. But my goal is to make all of them 10, 20 times better prepared than I was for my journey. You know what I mean? Than when I got in there, because now I got a ton of experiences that I've lived in the last 4 or 5 years since then, plus all of the wealth of knowledge and wisdom that you poured into me personally, you know what I mean, on my path, that I can now disseminate and share with those who are coming with us. So it's profound, man. And I say all that to say that I want to take a trip down memory lane and ask you, Sir OG the first, where were you at in your mind and just in your spirit? And I know part of it because I read some of it but where were you at? If you travel back to, what was 96, 92 when you first went to Edgebull to get crowned?
Yeah, 91 and 92.
So let's travel back to 91, 92, Baba. Where was your mental mind space when you were getting ready to take off to go from New York or Jersey, whichever airport you left from, to go to Edgebull, to go to Nigeria? Like, where were you at in your mind, and how would you share those experiences that you had during that time at the very beginning with our listeners and with our tribe members and with the members of the OGC Institute in regards for preparation?
All right, here you go, man. You always be in the ring, and then you ring the bell, and then you're like, okay, all right, everybody, you know he coming out swinging. So I tried to ease it in, you know, like I got something on the dome right now, but it's like, oh, all right. So you know me. Everybody else, no, everybody out there know he's setting this up, so it's like I'm gonna get fired up, because I'm gonna tell you, man, I was not in a peaceful place. I was very combative. Okay, I was not trying to be nice about it. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't taking really anybody's kind of sweet talking and, you know, putting me in a position where it was their decision and not mine. Okay, to do what I was going to do and how I was going to do it. Okay, so my position was, you know, it's straight up war up in here. Okay, because there were not only a lot of external obstacles, okay, in terms of, oh, well, you should be doing this and you should do it with us, and we have the best plan for you, and why you want to go to Nigeria when you got all the places up there, you know, why you want to do what you have decided to do. Because you got to remember, I was already in the tradition since 1986, and it wasn't until 1991 till I made priesthood. Because see, I didn't want anybody, oh, well, and of course, there was a lot of that. Every Bimbe, every Ile, every Padrino, that, oh, well, you got to make it now. You got to do it now. Let's, you know, hurry up and get you through. If you don't, you know, you're going to turn into ash in the winds of the, you're going to blow you away. You know, and you to save your, everybody slow down. Because, you know, I'm over 30 years old right now, okay? And I kind of know a fast talk when I hear it, because it's really fast, okay? So let's slow this puppy down, you know, because the first thing I want to do is I want to understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I want to prepare for what I'm doing. And I don't know if I'm doing it for the Orisha or Ifa, because I was all that aware. It wasn't like I was born into this, you know, but it was a calling. And when you being called, you just go and you discover things on the way, on the path. Okay. And via the drumming and via, you know, myself as a percussionist, and I'm studying, you know, Africana studies, and it was all kind of set up. And the pearls were placed before me. But I knew I had to refine and purify myself, because that's what the spirit was telling me. Okay. Get your diet right. Get your life right. Get your physical right. Okay. And it's not just about going and getting possessed by the Orisha, because that would happen. It's like, yeah, okay, he's there. Oh, this is a child of a Rumila too. Oh, we got to get him right now. But I lack knowledge. And if I lack knowledge, therefore I lack understanding.
Right.
So why I want to jump into something that I don't understand? Stevie Wonder even said it. If you believe in something what you know that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition is the way. All right. So it's like, okay, I'm hearing the world talk to me. But I know I have to fight through this. I have to fight through what everybody wants me to do, and how and when they want me to do it. And of course, how much they want to charge. And then it was also, I have to fight through my own inner obstacles. You know, the unknowing. Okay. You understand? Or I had been to the continent before, you know, back in 77 as part of Kenya, but that wasn't a spiritual journey. Okay. That was a humanitarian journey. Okay. But now this is a spiritual journey, and I'm not going with a group. I'm going with myself. So I have to face myself in terms of, what do I actually believe in? What is belief? Okay. Is this some carryover of my Christian upbringing and Western indoctrination? Am I bringing all of that into this hoped for freedom, okay, of African traditional religionism, if I dare use that? Okay. Would it be safer for me to just remain historical? I just get my degree in Africana studies and teach and celebrate Black History Month. But I'm like, no, it's not about celebration. It's about liberation. But you got to be educated. That's the bridge. So intense study, intense stripping away of, you know, preconceived notions, okay, and misdirections, even from self. You know, so it's a war. And basically, that's why I titled the novel War and Resurrection, because it's very difficult to resurrect oneself if you don't go to war within yourself, to transform yourself, to redefine yourself, so that you are then more worthy of the Orisha, so that you can mount them. So that Ifa becomes something that you bring yourself into, not something that you are waiting to be filled by, which is a part of educational design, which is a part of Abrahamic religious design. Okay. You are poured into. You just basically sit, do what you're told, do your assignments, and we're going to pour the information into you. The less you engage, the less you question, the less you war against the control, the stranglehold that we have on you, the better off you're going to be. So just be, you know, just be good, and just follow the bouncing ball, whether you want to be there or not. Okay. Conform. Okay. So I'm like, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so. I'm gonna fight for my freedom, so that I can fight for the freedom of my people. Okay. And I'm gonna make myself better. And then when I look around and I saw that there wasn't much, even in English, much less Africana studies regarding our spirituality, regarding our philosophical in-depthness and insight, regarding our religious construct, and I'll use religion, in quotes, and then our spiritual disciplines and how we go about transforming ourselves, transcending ourselves, being spirit in flesh. Okay. So, my brother, I'm telling you, to make a short story long, which as an elder I can do. So I got to ease up, sometime. But if anybody's seeking priesthood and they're not self-motivated, they're not self-determined to bring about that preparation that you spoke so highly and so deeply of. Okay. If priesthood is just a matter of, well, you got to make Oshun because Oshun is this and Oshun is that. Well, it's not about what Oshun is. It's about what you are. Okay. And Oshun is waiting for you to engage you, to be a vessel, if you will, that will nourish the earth with the waters of her river. And that nourishing comes through the pleading for humankind, the working with the distressed, to bringing forth the humane in humanity. But no, I just want to get pretty. You know what I mean? And that's like Oshun's like, really? Really? Is that what you bring in? Is that what you bring in? Have you what? Okay. So yeah, man, I struggled, and I didn't care who I disappointed, and like I shared it, it's things I didn't share in that book, people trying to strong arm me and curse me because I'm going somewhere where they didn't want me to go. You don't own me in no freaking plantation, man. I ain't your slave and I ain't sharecropping. I'm making this decision based on who I am and what I'm capable of doing. Okay. I can get a passport. I can go get the shots. I know how to get a plane ticket. You know what I mean? I know what to do to get done what I set out to do. That's called self-determination, brother. Okay. So now you put all of that into effect. Okay. I'm landing in Lagos. And don't give a gosh darn who like it, who don't like it. Okay. Who's supposed to be waiting for me? Because I'm ready to go to Ejibo. Because Obatala is saying that's where you need to be. And Arumula is saying that's where I need to be. So it was a struggle. I ain't go there with a smile on my face, man. I didn't go there like I was getting ready to have a good time. I went there like, what is it that I have to do to transcend this limited state of physical and metaphysical bearing that I've had to suffer through for over 30 years of my life. I may be tired, but I ain't tired of fighting. I'm be tired of the BS, tired of people playing around. I'm tired of us not having access to information. I'm tired of having to go through everybody else's translation except the spiritual translation. And I'm tired of being told what is and what isn't right for me. Okay? So I'm tired of all that, but I ain't tired of fighting. And I'm still not tired of fighting. I ain't gonna never be tired of fighting. I'm 72 years old. I got a good another 72 years to go. I ain't worried about nothing right now.
Let's get it.
That's right. We here to get it, and we here to get it done.
Yes, sir. By any means necessary, by the way. Yes, sir.
And then when it came down to writing the books, it was like, well, if I'm sitting here, woe is me, and over, there's no written material. And here I am with a freaking degree and global travels. Then why am I looking all out for somebody else to do what I am capable of doing?
Sure.
Now let's sit your ass down and pick up that paper and that pen and start acting like you are truly possessed. Like you're going to make a difference for the 7 generations. And I've already hit 2 because it's been that long, you know. It's going on 45 years. Okay. So you sit down and get it done. Waiting for who to do what again? You know. So I did it. I caught hell for it, but I gave hell back. You know, so it was like fire put out fire.
Yes, sir.
You know, I wasn't trying to use no water. You know what I mean? And then it was like, okay. So yeah, no, and no la skipping down. Oh, I'm gonna make Orisha, no, this is going to be fun, and I just want to experience it, and everybody says I should do it. Yeah, everybody's saying it, but are you saying it? Are you feeling it? Are you ready to read the handbook and read OG say? And then, of course, this was the kicker right here. Imoye. With these folks were threatening my life over this, man. Being a priest and being a priestess is not a soft, ain't no daggone sleepover up in here.
Nah.
You're fighting demonic forces. You're fighting demonic forces that possess people. You're fighting demonic people that possess demons. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's ever a test of strength and skill, capability, and technique.
Facts. That's
not just Ogun is my Orisha. I'm like, well, then if Ogun is a warrior, then go out and wage war. If Ogun is a hunter, go out and you Ochosi, then get a bow and arrow and go out in the woods and kill. Do something that is the symbolic. And then what have you learned from that? What have you come to appreciate from that? What is your purpose from that? What does the hunter bring back to the village, the town, the city, the empire? What is your purpose? What are you doing? What are you doing to possess the Orisha? And I'll bring it down a little bit.
Look, we done talked about that, Baba. Look, we done. look, and I'm gonna say it on air this time. No, ain't no bringing nothing down. We ain't letting this play. I like to keep that thing up.
Oh man. But the roof is on fire up in here.
Listen, Linda. Nah,
Yeah.
that's real. And you know what? Real quick, I'm hit the rewind.
Take your time, baby.
Nah, well, I meant to bring this up in the opening of the show too, and I forgot. But Ibatanu, RIP to we lost a legend today, man. The author of a very, very powerful book called the Compensatory Counter Racist Code by a new ancestor, Neely Fuller Jr. I saw that he transitioned, I think, today.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very, very powerful piece of work, man. And I'll definitely be sharing multiple workshops and trainings and all that off of his work, because pretty much this book, it goes hand in hand with and Ibatanu to her too, the ancestor Dr. Francis Chris Wessling. Matter of fact, Dr. Fuller was her teacher, if I'm not mistaken, her mentor. But he transitioned today, so shout out to him, man. And I definitely will be saying some prayers when I finish up the night with the shrine. But I wanted to share a couple quick things with you too, Baba, before we go back deep into it. But when you spoke about Oshun, right? I'm gonna tell you, man, like you got some radar intuition, intuitiveness about you, because I just remember having you trigger something in me about one of the questions. I don't know if I asked it or if one of the tribe asked it a while back about consistency and like being dedicated. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember which episode we was on, but it was something along the lines of I think I asked that question. Which one is more important? Is it the the doing the ritual on the actual day, like for example, the Oshe, like today's Oshe, you know, Oshe Ogun Day, you know, Ogunye, right, yeah, or is it doing it consistently, you know, on a regular basis? Like which one? I think I asked the question, which one do you feel like has more weight? And you gave a profound answer, and it was dope. But I want to share this with the tribe. So I last night, yesterday was Oshe Ifa Day, so I was running late, had a lot going on, you know, lot going on. But I told myself I was tired as hell, man. I was so tired. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna make up for it tomorrow. I'm gonna do my Oshe tomorrow. But Spirit got to me and said, nope, nah, you get your ass over there. You go do it tonight anyway. I don't care how tired you are. You don't look. You don't go to sleep when you don't go to sleep when you're tired. You go to sleep when you're done. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I just been seeing how ever since Ty waited, man, I've been stressing that with everybody who I've been talking to, like off air or members of the tribe or members of, you know, that I work with in the community, you know, that I do work for or service for, about how just I've seen so many different quantum leaps, and not just my life, but just in everything since I've, like, Spirit kind of made me get disciplined and dedicated to being consistent with being on the mat and doing my Oshe days, and whether it's prayer, study, ritual, meditation, whatever. I've seen so many different quantum leaps, you know, in a positive light. It's unbelievable. But I say all that to say, man, it was nuts. And it's actually a twofold, I'm gonna say, about synchronicity. Last night, you sent me that text, and I appreciate that for when you sent me the text last night. I promise you, literally, as I'm ringing the bell to get ready to start to present my offerings to Oshun, I promise you, my phone lit up. I seen the phone on the right of me, it lit up, and I looked. It was, yo, that's a boy. That's a boy. If he ain't got no laser sharp intuition, boy, I said, God. It was kind of nuts, man. I'm telling you, as soon as I started ringing the bell to get ready to present my offerings to her, you sent me that text and the phone lit. I'm like, yo, that's nuts. But just now, while you were talking and going into your you know, what you was dropping your lecture on it just now, you were talking about the books and how being dedicated and how that benefits you with being willing to do the work, right? And you said self-determination. I promise you, and Kosi said self-determination. His text came into the chat the same time you said. I said, boy, I'll be goddamn if this ain't just happened again. It just happened again. So it was nuts, man. But I say all that to say, I shared in the community, I think Monday, about the days of the week, the Ojo and the Osei days of the week, and got really good feedback. So I appreciate everybody who I did talk to that gave the good feedback. But one of the things that came up in the conversation was about IJ, and some of the offerings to give IJ. You know, on Mondays, and Mondays typically Ojo IJ. So I shared some of that and offering prayer that I have with the tribe. So. But one of the members was saying how that was dope because they were just thinking about giving her an offering. It was like, you know, I didn't know, like with the bananas or the honey, you know, things of that. I didn't know, but I had it, so I went ahead and did it. I was like, that's what's up. But I say all that to say that's where I look forward to seeing, like, the growth of us as students under you and under your tutelage and under your guidance, because there's so much that we can put into action when we have the right direction and we have the right fundamentals and the right foundation. And a lot of the people who I feel like have been we've been magnified, or I should say the magnetism have brought us together, are people who have, like, kind of like been alienated from their houses, or alienated from their babas, or alienated from their iya, whoever the case may be. That kind of, like, things just kind of happen where they separated, and so it's like it's kind of ironic, because a lot of them I've been, you know, working with, and it's like I always share. It's like, yo, you know, we've all kind of been through some sort of, you know, friction within, whether it's the spiritual family, whether it's the physical family or blood family, whatever. But we can't let that stop us from doing what we got to do. And another thing, we can't sit here and make life, like, or make an excuse as to why we're not progressing on our journey just because we might have had a fallout with whoever brought us into this phase of our journey, because that doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Like, we still got to do our part and do the work. And part of that prayer with the IJ prayer is that IJ doesn't bless lazy people who sit around with their hands folded. IJ is only going to bless the people who do the work. The hands that are putting in the work are the hands that will receive the E-ray and the blessings of IJ. And so that, I say all that to say that we got to just do the work and do it with the best of the intentions and the best of the, I feel like, the heartfelt, you know, good intentions of Iwa Pele that we can. And then the rest is going to kind of happen. There's been several things that I've done since you've been teaching me that wasn't right. And some of it, I might have been taught, I might have read, or I might have just did on my own. But the beauty of that is, okay, I still tried. I didn't do it right, but I tried. And as long as I didn't do anything that's going to hurt nobody or mess nobody up, everything's okay. You live and you learn. There's no such thing as a loss, it's a lesson. So I say all that to say to all of our new members and all our new listeners who are on this journey, do what feels right, sits right with you. The most important thing is to study and study from credible sources, credible, knowledge-based systems where you can build up your, prior based knowledge or prior knowledge base?
That's it.
Prior knowledge base, yeah. And then and the rest kind of happens organically, man. You'll be surprised about how the universe will put the right people, the right teachers, the right guidance, the right mentors, the right priests, priestesses, healers, whatever the case may be, in your path of alignment, because you did the work. You took the first step, and then the rest kind of just happens organically.
Yeah, that's powerful, brother, and it's definitely right on. Right on. Okay, because the teacher may come when the student is ready.
Facts.
Okay, but the student can't be acting like they're ready, but they really not ready.
Facts.
Come in, and then when you get kind of talked to like you're an adult, and responsibility and accountability become more of the factors of endeavor and growth, as opposed to fear mongering and manipulation, okay, which we are so accustomed to, which we are so even comfortable with. What? You ain't trying to manipulate? What? You're not trying to bring the fear factor into this? What? I'm not going to burn in hell. What? I'm not going to, be struck down, or look at God. Look at God. I'm saying, well, if all of this destruction or somebody that you didn't like suffers, and you either look at God or, look at the Orisha, look what they did to this person because this person did that to me, I'm like, I would have to question not only your perspective, okay, but your God, this God that you are attempting to possess with your self-destructive notions of ego, basically, and it gets that deep. What do you want from Orisha? Okay, I mean, is it the spells? Is it the retribution, that you can reap upon your enemy? You know what I mean? Is it the endlessly catastrophic wheel that you wish to truly remain attached to? Is that why you want to walk the path of the priestly? Is that why you want, sacred knowledge and all? I mean, really, because see, this is all a very syncretized notion. This is a very strong, okay, assimilated picture full of, many Abrahamic notions, misconceived, okay, notions about the African person, criminalized, sexualized, bestial, okay, ever destructive, has to be chained, has to be, controlled, has to be incarcerated, has to be undone. No history, no life. Now, we're not going to study the psychological impact of enslavement. We're not going to study the trauma of separating a mother from a child. We're not going to take into account that it is the remaking of a divine being that this society, this Western society, is about. It just isn't. And yeah, we fight against it, but it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. So now, if we're not careful, we take that same negative experience and we internalize it. Okay? And part of it is justified. When we didn't have any other means to fight back, we turned to our spirituality. And I'm not just really talking about, Ogun and Toussaint Louverture and all that. I'm talking about, the type of spiritual things that we had access to, cursing the slave master, or, calling on the Orisha to smite these people who are creating atrocities against us. You understand? So there is justification in that. Okay. When you don't have the physical might, you turn to the metaphysical might. And that's rampant throughout all religions. Okay. Some justified, some just downright genocidal. Our God told us to kill all your people. I mean, really? That's what your God told you? Or is that what, the capitalists told you? Okay. But anyway, so now taking into account that we aren't really seeing ourselves as divine beings, as spirit in the flesh, if you will, because we've been so traumatized, we've been so broken, we've been so separated from our legacy and our lineage and our history. There's got still Black and Latino folks who can't really even visualize an African empire, no matter how many times they see it, because we can't recognize it. Okay. We can't recognize it because we're looking for it with the outer eye and not the inner eye. Okay. Because it's in there. It's in our DNA. It's in our genetic makeup. And part of the priesthood, staying focused on the core of the podcast, that journey to priesthood is an inward journey as much as it is a ritualistic journey. And this is where people get hung up. It's like, oh, it's about the ritual. No, it's not about the ritual. It's not about the ritual. It's about the spiritual. And it's not about the spirit of everybody else spinning around you. It's about the spirit that's spinning around inside of you. And someone has to help you see that and see the divinity of the legacies of 3,000, 6,000 years and how that affects you right here, right now, and then 7 generations ahead. You see? So we got so caught up in utilizing the spiritual, and again, justifiably so. And I haven't really seen any studies on it, which means that I got to sit back down with keyboard, I guess, instead of pencil and paper, I don't know, or get with some people who really want to bring this into fruition is not only the psychological impact, the devastating psychological impact that we've suffered, okay, since the mid 1400s up to this very day, okay, and how that the whole kind of voodoo and the negative connotation of Western society, okay, came about, why it came about as a saving grace, okay, in terms of smiting our enemies, which of course was the people who were castrating us, lynching us, raping us. Men and women were raped in front of everybody to show the plantation owner, the labor camp owner, the Nazi owner, who's in control here. Okay. So, we can't turn a little peaceful eye away and say, well, I'm just going to have a festival and I'm just going to get initiated and I'm going to make Yemoja and isn't that wonderful? I'm going to dance in the ocean and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, right. Okay. But you're stuck on the celebratory, ritualistic, and not the hard, get down and save your people. That's what the priestly of any given community group is by definition set to do. But now we still got the shepherd and the sheep kind of thing, because that's how we were raised. Again, that's something that has to be fought against. I'm telling you, because ain't no shepherd and sheep. Okay? Anybody trying to be peaceful up in here? Our people are at the bottom of the barrel. And the only way they're going to get up if we put our spirit to work at lifting each other instead of, continuing with this bickering and, I'm going to cut out a cow tongue and nail it to the tree to keep you from talking about me and, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, really? And then we're rewarded for it because, see, that's what white folks love to see us doing. So we Black people in blackface, with our spirituality. And I know that people might be like, oh, he's just, yeah, he is just, okay? He's just seeing it and calling it like it is. Like it is. Not like how I want it to be. You think I want it to be this way? I don't want it to be this way. Okay? But it is what it is. And I am who I am. And I see you as who you are presenting yourselves to be. The question is, are you really that? Are you really that? Everybody want to put on the gloves and get in the ring, because they think they can fight until they get punched in the nose a couple of times.
I just said that quote today. Well, Iron Mike said that, where everybody got to play until they get punched in the face. I just said that quote today. I don't know I can't remember who I was talking to, but I promise I just said it.
Yeah. So, everybody want to do what they think is going to be la-di-da. But I'm telling you right now, as far as where I'm coming from, you think writing these books was easy? You think I didn't get pushback up until like 2 years ago? People trying to rewrite my book and tell me what I need to tell my people. I'm like, get out of here. Who do you think you're talking to? You might be a publisher, but you are definitely not in any way the concept of anything that's over me. Cause see, I'm spirit possessed. Okay. And this work for my people, nothing is going to dissuade me from continuing the work that I've been sent here to do. Okay.
Sure.
So in closing, bro, I know again, here I go, right? But the whole thing is, I know it's going to take a while for me to, tighten up the brakes on my vehicle. But
I want you to put that apology in your pocket respectfully, sir. That's all I want. Because we're going to make it happen one way or another. It's all gravy. It's all great.
Man, but yeah, you know, we got to get really serious about this, and you know, and understand that, you know, we are healing. The priests are healing. Okay. And we may use metaphysics, but we also have to use physics. We have to learn our herbs, our vitamins, the different exercises. Oh, well, yoga. Oh, that's a white person thing. Who told you that? White people? You know, oh, that's an Indian thing. You know, who told you that? The people from India? Yeah, but everybody telling you it's their thing because it's originally our thing. It is. Ain't no Black History Month statement going on right here. I tell my class today, I ain't talking to you about Black history. I'm talking to you about actual history.
Yes, sir.
I'm not putting any color on it. I'm putting truth on it. You know, the Dravidians and the Tamils, we were doing all that kind of stuff before the Aryan invasion of India. You know, with their Brahmans and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Just pushed us further south until we were in boats traveling all the way to South America. So, you know, it's again, it's about the education and not about the celebration as much as we've been conditioned to accept and embrace. Okay. So in closing, you know, when we exercise spirit to uplift one another, that's a statement of transcendence. That's a statement of ascension. Okay. When we use it to do, you know, other stuff and somehow feel empowered by that, then I have to say that that's not spiritual maturity. You may have to go through that in order to grow, just like you're a teenager and you wilding, you know. But then at a certain point, it's like, man, I really got to get myself together because see, this is not working anymore.
Ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah, it's not gonna cut it. You know, there's something else beyond this, which is why it's always good to have an elder around, not just an older person, but an elder.
That's
you
true.
know, and you know, I don't want to make it seem like I'm the elder of elders, but I've been around for a minute, and I've left some gems and jewels and mic drops, as they say.
Hey,
You
look,
know,
and I'm the proud recipient of a whole damn treasure chest of them too, man. I'm thankful for it. Boy, I give thanks. More dupe. Look, that's another conversation I was just having a couple days ago. I was talking to one of my homeboys, and I was telling them, man, like when people, you know, when I work with people, not just on the podcast, but just people that I work with, you know, in my community or just wherever the case may be, even if they're local or far away or far, whatever. I tell them, like, yeah, I'm 5 years in, but man, I'm blessed because I have, you know, guides and mentors and teachers like you that got 45 plus years in. And matter of fact, shout out to Baba Tolu because he'll be on tomorrow night, you know, and both of y'all got around the same amount of time. So it's like, I might don't, if it's something I don't have the answer to, I know who do. and they about 7 digits away, and I'm gonna holler at them. So it's like my 5 gonna go with your 45, his 45. Now we're talking about a Honda, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and we ain't even talking about all the other elders who, you know, we're blessed. Ashe is blessed with having coming through, but that's a real thing. And I think that's actually one of the most, if not the most, I would say like gratitude posts that we get with people giving thanks is giving thanks for the wisdom of the elders who are the core fundamental foundation of this channel. Like straight up, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people say thanks, you know, for the elders, for the wisdom of the elders. And I think that's where this channel has its own kind of like unique path of fingerprints or identity because it has a mixture of a lot of different elements, but the core element is progression, education, empowerment, enlightenment, and growth. And it's backed by some very, very powerful, very decorated elders. And that's real. So it's like that's what I give thanks for. And I feel like I know for a fact that's what I see the most people who comment on the channel, you know, appreciating about the channel is the wisdom of the elders. And I'm talking about some of them are babies. You know, I'm proud to see some of the people who are really young who, you know, watch this channel, but also there's elders or people, you know, who could probably be my mom's or pop's age, but they still give thanks too, but for, you know, for the wisdom of the elders, because a lot of them probably came up listening to your work or reading your work, you know, and some of the others that's been on here as well. So it's like, it's refreshing for them because they seeing what they already know in real time. But then for the people my age and younger, we loving it because like, yo, like Baba be going in, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we really appreciate that. I can't stress how many other people that I've been speaking to, I've spoken to recently that said how they have the same kind of affinity for being around elders as I do. And like, man, I've been like that all my life. Like literally since a little boy, I recall being around my elders. And it's always been something that not only did I cherish, but something that I'm proud of, you know? So it's like, I give thanks for that, you know, with all the wisdom that you do share with us, because it's real, it's raw. And I feel like that's what the tribe loves the most about it. Like literally, that's what they love the most about it, is that it's real and it's raw, but it's pure and it's coming from a pure place. You know what I mean? I think that's where the resonance elevates, and it makes, you know, such an impact because it is pure, it is raw, but it's real. You know, it ain't sugar coated. We ain't doing none of that fluff. We're keeping it, you know, buck. We're keeping it 100, but we're giving value to the people, to the tribe with education. So I'm grateful for that, Baba.
I'm happy, man. You know what I mean? And any too many times you can sit around and feel joy, you know, and it's greater than victories won, you know. It's being able to see what the peace after the war is going to bring forth. Cooperation, collaboration, you know, the foundation of empire growth, the oneness of a people. It's not just by blood, but it's also a stream of consciousness amongst any given group that brings about, again, the matter through the spirit, and not just looking for spirit to possess the matter. Which brings us full circle. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That stream of consciousness that we're generating, it becomes now something that's going to build in a concrete sense. Okay. Platforms and tiers that are going to be recognizable in the world, and that are going to be transformational in the world, not just in the Elay, not just in the house, you know, no, but in the world. And I appreciate your statement. I do. I really, really do. And I appreciate everyone that's on the channel, everyone that listens, you know, because as an elder, you know, I need to be heard. You know, I need to be heard. The spirit moves me to be heard. I don't ask for much. You understand? I don't ask for much. I don't feel as though I have to manipulate anybody or sweet talk them or make you promises. Oh, when you die, you're going to heaven and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? To get you all, you know, there. It's like, no, Orisha are earthbound. You know, they're here to create a better world, a room that turns to stone. You know what I mean? And the Orisha are maybe metaphorically are said to come down from the sky, but that's not how it's looked at. Okay. That's not how it's looked at. They may come down, but they're coming down from the deepness of the earth. So, you know, our Mother Earth is in need of us, and the people who spring from Earth and who breathe the air. We're not breathing air outside of this atmosphere. Clearly, if we did, we would be dead. So there's really something about, you know, making oneself align with, attuned with the Orisha in a very earthly sense. And I know a lot of the Abrahamics don't want us to do that. They want us to keep looking skyward and upward, and everything is out there, you know. But there's not even any evidence of that, much less, you know, any credence of it in terms of our existence and what we have to do as entities in the flesh right here, right now. And if we are seriously on the path to priesthood, if we are seriously on the path to priesthood, then what is our work going to be? And Baba Orisha Bami stated in dealing with Orisha Ajay, what are you going to do with your hands? Okay, Ire or Wo, what blessings are you going to bring forth with your hands? Or they're always just going to be out waiting for some miraculous change, or some kind of whatever, supernatural, whatever. Or are you actually going to, be that Obatala potter who's forming states of mind? Okay. So I do give homage to the honoring and the bestowing. I really, really do. I don't take it lightly, obviously. You know what I mean? I don't in any way try to lower, you know what I mean? I don't, it's not about that. It's about being an authentic human being. I never heard that in any Ile. I never heard any Yangi D. I never heard of what a Rumila had stated. Even the Iwa Pueles, Iwa Lewa, Iwa Lahe, none of that is being taught. None of that was being touched on. When I found out and cross-referenced and dug until I reached the center of my earth and found it to be valuable, found it to be truth, I put it in the books. I put it in the books because I was like, there's no way that we shouldn't have access to this. This ain't no secret knowledge. It ain't no mumbo jumbo. Oh, well, it is secret and, and nobody's supposed to know that, but the priestly and all. I know everybody needs to know it.
Yes, sir.
But it's the priestly who can share the knowledge. See, this is not old-timey Catholicism or whatever, where you would be killed if you had a Bible. You weren't permitted to know anything. You were just that empty vessel, and everybody just came and poured they delusions inside of you. And if you resisted, especially during the time of the Inquisition, you were tortured to death. You were tortured to death. You were literally, as a European, a slave, spiritually speaking, just like our people became enslaved spiritually and physically speaking. So were the peasants of Europe, and so were the Christian wars. It's like we're not studying. We don't know jack. But I want to be, oh yeah, because oh yeah is the win and all that kind of stuff. It's like, really? Is that where it rests with you? Do you have no global perspective at all? Do you not see the importance and power of you beyond the psychic and the hurricanes and the tornadoes? What is your purpose? What is your purpose? You, not oh yeah. You. Okay. This is where we are. And this can only come from authenticity, because you got to face yourself and you got to fight yourself in order to resurrect yourself, in order to resurrect your people.
That's facts.
Okay. And then lastly, I was honored that it was bestowed upon me via Facebook, that I was a living legend. People put forth that. So if you're on my Facebook page or you're in the Carriday Nation,
I put it on the channel too, Baba. I posted in the community. I put it in there.
Okay. I was up all night till like 3 o'clock, just bathing in the spiritual omier, and stating that I was so thankful, in the quietness of my solitude. I'm like, I wasn't looking for it, because remember, Orisha made me on the phone, and it just popped up on my daggone, Facebook, and they lit up, and I read it, and I'm saying, man, you got to hear this, man, because see, I need to read it out loud, because I am not believing this right now.
Yeah.
They
I
got
just
people.
saved it. I just found it. I was looking for it. I found it. I just saved it in my phone, so I'm gonna transfer it and upload it into the channel too.
Okay. But to be considered, you know, via Ifa Isheshe, people are on Isheshe, you know,
Bro,
in celebration of, you know, in recognition of and bestowing of, you know, at this time in our history, someone of the Orisha, you know, movement, if you will, on Isheshe, being recognized, you know, as a living legend and being honored as such. Of course, I sent my thanks. I was beyond words, you know, but I was deeply appreciative of the recognition, and I was honored to the very deepness of every cell in my body. I just couldn't sleep. I just sat up and just bathed in it, you know. But I want to say, you know, via this YouTube, you know, podcast and all that it reaches, that I'm humbly thankful. I really, really am. And I think it was Amber Willis, and forgive me if I'm not saying it her name right, but she was kind of, you know, she reached out to me and let me know that this was
that's the right
happening.
name.
Okay.
Got it
All
right.
right. So just wanted to give her a shout out and my sincere thanks. Okay. So it was a powerful write-up. It was a powerful piece. Okay. Ashe. Oh.
Ashe. Yeah, man. Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna throw about 3 or 4 quick comments out there real quick, and then if you want to hit something before we wrap it up, because like I said, work been crazy, man. I still got some more to do after get done with this. But I did want to say this. I'm gonna quote two of my other favorite masters, man, that I love just as much as I love you, Baba. And one of them, you know, I told you when you told me that, I'm gonna quote him, Professor Kaba. And when you told me about when you started reading the quote, I said, look, I'm gonna steal one of Professor Kaba's quotes that I love from him and say it to you. I said, look, I'm surprised that you surprised. The hell with that. Look, no, you earned that, man. Shit. Excuse my French, but I'm just saying, like, I'm passionate about it. You earned that, man. And shout out to Baba Yersir too. I'm working on some stuff with him. I remember when he was on here, and I put the link into the comments family for the Kemetic Yoga episode with Baba Yersir, because he talks about the history of yoga, and he's a Kemetic yoga master. He's been, I think, 50 years in it. And so he broke down a lot of that history, and he gave a doggone real lesson training right here on the podcast. But he spoke about that. But what I want to say too, Baba, is that you got some of the other, you know, your peers saying that. I remember speaking to Professor Small off air, and he was telling me how he, you know, respects your work. And he's like, man, Baba Carradine, because I'll tell him about OG said. And he was like, oh, he was like, yeah, he's like, y'all got some. He's like, Baba Carradine is one of the best E5, you know, teachers and lecturers, professors that's out there. Matter of fact, he asked me to send him the link to the updated handbook. So it's like, not only is it the people like myself and the listeners and all that who look at you and they're like, but even just your peers, you know what I'm saying, that's doing the same work, you know, do as well too. So it's like, man, that's what it is, and I love to see that, man. That's how we should be. We should celebrate each other. We should uplift, empower, and give each other their flowers. That's how it's supposed to be. All that other BS, we're wanting to see somebody fall and like, even like, and I'm gonna quote this, and I'm gonna say it crystal clear, so I'm not misquoting. Nobody try to take something and run with it, because I'm gonna be crystal clear, but I'm gonna say what I'm saying because I mean it. Even with the Diddy situation, if he is guilty, and I'm not trying to support or defend anything, what I am going to say is this: if he is guilty, whatever happens, happens. But what I'm going to say is this: I can't stand the fact that everybody and their mama, grandmama, uncle, sister, brother, cousin, niece, nephew, stepdaddy, stepbrother's dog want to jump on that man and throw dirt on his grave and shit on his casket. You know what I'm saying? While the man's down. I get it from the mainstream. I get it from the, you know what I'm saying, the media and all that. But the fact that we, as melanated people, seems like you're chomping at the bit to assassinate the character of another melanated brother. We got to get better with that bullshit. We got to do better. There's no way that we should be jumping in the fight, kicking other brothers and other sisters when they're down. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the media or the mainstream want to do. They've been doing that shit for 500 years. Excuse me for getting a little lit with it, but I'm speaking from my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, back to the positive side, is that we need to celebrate, uplift, empower, and give each other their flowers. That's how it's supposed to be. When we do that, I feel like the energy, the universe reflects back that same ebb and flow of energetic frequency that we're distributing to those who, you know what I'm saying, that we're giving light to, we're giving love to, we're giving, you know, embracing and giving them their power, their flowers and their support. You know what I mean? And so it's like, that's how energy works at its highest level. I was going into a conversation yesterday when I was working, like, I think I was finishing up a divination, and I was talking about the fact that, and I don't want to go too far, I know I got to get done, but the fact that when we think about our heads and we're talking about Ori, right? Ori, Inu, Ori, you know what I'm saying? Iponri, like we're talking about the elevated aspects of our Ori. I was using that to the liking of mountains and mountaintops. So for those who are into extraterrestrials or into metaphysics and know that, you know, we're not alone in that, you know, there's real things, there's other beings that visit from, whether they're from inner earth or they're from out of the earth, wherever they're coming from, but it's happening. It's happening at an all-time high now. But there was a mountain that is called Mount Shasta. And if y'all want to look it up and Google it, Mount Shasta is a very, very notorious mountain for a lot of extraterrestrial activity. And I use that as a metaphor to liken that our head, when you think about a mountain, at the very top of the mountain is where you have the opening, right? The spout. So when we're born as children, we have the soft spot, right? So is that not the same place that the spirit and the soul come into and out of the body? When we're born, the energy comes in through that soft spot. And then when we transition, the spirit or the energy transitions out of that soft spot? I would imagine so. So with that, I equated it to the mountaintop because Mount Shasta is known for all that activity, right? So extraterrestrials and vehicles go inside of the mountain. That's how they come in, into the earth and do whatever they're doing. That's one of the major gateways or spaceways, you know, that might not be known to a lot of people. But I look at our head and our crown chakra the same way. That's the same way that when we meditate, there's been times when I've astral projected and I was out of here, you know, in the universe, and just, I don't know if I was in a ship or if it was just my spirit, whatever, but I just remember moving so fast, the stars was like breezing by. I'm talking about like moving by. And it's just like, yo, it was a profound experience. And I'll never forget the first time that it happened. And it was just like, I can't say consciously that I shot out of my crown chakra, but I know my spirit shot out of my body and I was fully awake and conscious of it. And it was profound. So I say all that to say that we got to really work on protecting our head and our crown, especially when it comes to, you know, the chakras and then also our energy and our fields of energy, because the more that we can contain and keep the peace and keep, you know, the high vibrational frequency energy within our circumference and within our space, the more we have the ability to affect others in a positive light, as well as to protect ourselves and our own energy and our own inner chi. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we can kind of use that and distribute that energy and that energy out to others to heal others, empower others, and educate others, et cetera, et cetera. So look, I feel like I'm like you, man. I hit a little rant and hit the gas, started going, but I just wanted to speak from my heart because I really appreciate the fact that you got your flowers, Baba, and, you know, you got your appreciation, and I wanted to share my appreciation and appreciation of others that I know, you know, that have shared that for your work as well, man. And with that, I wanted to share something with the tribe because we do have something that we want to share, man, with the Institute. So tribe, we got the link I'm gonna put in the chat. You know, it'll be on the channel, and then I'll definitely be sharing it all over the place. So if anybody's interested in joining the Institute, we are ready to rock and roll on Thursday. We got a few members already signed up. They'll be having the link to the call, and then as well as anybody who signs up on the website, the link is already there for you to join the call on Thursday. I believe we're starting at 7, Baba? 7 p.m. Thursday?
Yeah, 7 to 7:45.
Okay, that's what's up. And then what I'm gonna do too, I'm gonna look into hopefully I can get it done by Thursday. I can't guarantee it because we got another live tomorrow, but I want to get like a kind of like a quick synopsis video to kind of share with the tribe, you know, in regards to what, you know, what we're offering in regards to the Institute, for those who are already in the membership, and then let them know. But we'll also be sharing more about it on the channel as well. We'll be posting a lot of different the lessons, the classes, the outline, you know, all of the curriculum, everything. We're gonna be sharing that, you know, to make it happen. So we definitely look forward to you know, getting this thing rolling, Tribe. And man, I can't wait, Baba. And I told you how I thought, you know, the other day when I kind of was in the kitchen and I looked down and started reading OGC, man, and it just was like, yo, you know, it was profound. So I was taken back by it in a positive way, but it goes back to, I think, similar energy to what you were saying about when you saw the post yesterday. Like, that's kind of how I was when, you know, I shared that story with you about OGC, man. It's a beautiful thing. So, you know, I definitely look forward to making it do what it do, man, for sure.
I'm loving the logo, man.
Listen, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And Kosi, appreciate you too, family. Yeah, we just got that whipped together today. No, and that's how spirit worked, Baba, because the day was trying to keep me away from getting anything done. But yeah, we ain't having that. We're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna make it do what it do, babe. We're gonna make it do what it do. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, do you have anything you want to leave with the tribe, Baba, before we wrap it up?
I do.
Okay.
Tons of people were interested. Okay, all right. First of all, Modupwe, Esegan, to you for your work, your input, and you're bringing spirit into matter, okay, and matter into spirit, all right. And we're going to work on that. You know, we are definitely going to see that as a formula of physics, if you will, metaphysics, and how we can bring greater fruition, okay, to not only our healing but to our continuation, you know, as empire builders, you know, as people who can be self-sufficient, okay? and just bring about the betterment for all. But again, that's a whole nother lecture, because we've been trying to do it, and every time we do, here they come, you know, ready to tear it down, burn it down, lynch it down, you know, do anything and everything they can, because, you know, they got a God complex, and it's not good. It's just not good. So we're learning how to find ways to circumvent that, and hence OGC Institute, and hence virtual, you know, and hence, you know, the entrepreneurship that you're bringing in. See, so there are ways, you know, to, you know, get on the spaceship, okay, and then make that journey, okay, into inner space, okay. And I just want to leave the tribe and the nation with this, and it's a question, because we are talking about priesthood and we are talking about study, and the study is geared towards the priesthood. I want to ask you, is the body an Orisha? Is the human body an Orisha? Okay, and concisely, because I know we got like 1 foot out the door. Okay, we talked about the Ori, okay, which Baba Orisha Bami did just, you know, stated straight up in terms of the crown chakra, you know, the portal, the essence of life, the spirit of life. But what we tend to miss in Orisha and Ifa Isheshe is that consciousness doesn't stop here to here. Okay, that the entire body is Ori. The entire intelligence of the body is Ori. The entire consciousness of the body is Ori. You feeling me? Okay. There are sound waves that we feel, but our ears don't pick up. Okay. So there's something about the body. There's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic systems inside of us. There's something about the body that we are missing when we involve ourselves with this, with the celebratory and the festivities. It's not an outer body experience that we are striving for on this level. Not to say that it's people on other levels aren't striving for it. I'm not here to play tag. I'm just stating that there's this level where the whole body of us has been interpreted by us throughout the ages as being Orisha, as being able to contain that pure essence that Orisha Bami was speaking of, and be moved by it, transformed by it, transcended by it. And then the body now becomes the vehicle to, in closing, possess the higher spiritual realms. Okay? This is the path to priesthood. A title doesn't make you anything. You got good teachers, you got bad teachers, it's still teachers. You got good doctors, you got bad doctors, they still doctors. Okay? You got good warriors and you got warriors who just don't really feel as though they got to train that hard. But they still may be called warriors and they're all dying on the battlefield. The question is, what level are you going to really work to be on and grow from? But if you don't see yourself as Ori, every cell in your body as Ori, as that space between each cell, the body is like 97% space. This is where spirit dwells. This is where the Orisha dwell. Okay? And this is not conjecture nor speculation. This is a traditional understanding. But we're going to work on that. I share you, brother. I'm done.
Whew. Yeah. You left that thing smoking, man. Dang. Listen, I'm gonna wrap it up because you talk about a mic drop. That was a stage drop, man. That was exit stage, left, right, north, south, east, west. Like that was dope, but like for real, because it really was. It just, there's no better way to end that. And shout out real quick before we wrap it up to our new tribe members. I definitely appreciate you all. Appreciate the love and support. I hope y'all loving the content that we have in the community so far. And we got a whole lot more where that came from. So I appreciate all of y'all. And then also shout out to Professor Small. I want to also mention that we have the event coming up in Jacksonville in a little less than 2 weeks, not this weekend, but next weekend. So that's going to be dope. So if you're able to make it that, down to Florida, if you're in Florida or if you're anywhere in the area, tickets are on the website and on the channel. And then also I'll be creating a new link for those who want to see the event that can't make it. I'm gonna be having access to the recording of the event as well. So I'll be sharing that on the website and on the channel, so you guys will be able to get that, at a discounted price. If you can't make it, in person, you'll still be able to check out the event. But shout out to Baba Smalls for that. And yeah, Baba, I appreciate you. Looking forward to making it do what it do Thursday, man. And this has been an honor and a pleasure, man. It really is. It's profound, to see just like how fast this journey has unfolded. And I was just sharing that with, a few people recently in the last couple of days. Like I would have never believed that, all these things are happening, but I'll never forget the very first divination I ever got. I want to say New Year's Day, 2019. My godmother told me about a lot of this, and I ain't gonna lie, it seemed profound. I didn't doubt it. I wasn't pessimistic about it, but I was like, what? But now to see some of it, a lot of it already kind of come to fruition and unfold, it really is surreal, and it's beautiful. And I give thanks for it, man, because it's like that's the power of Ifa. That's the power of Orisha. You know, it's powerful, it's profound. And the way that you summed it up with, you know, the Ori, there's no better way, I think, for us to finish it. So with that, family, I'm gonna leave a prayer, you know, my actual favorite prayer of Ori. And I would share Hundreds Ori song, but I don't want to get tagged with the copyright strike, man. So shout out to 100. He has a phenomenal song called Ori. I'll share the link to it though in the description of the show and on the channel as well. But so with that, I'm gonna end it with that Ori prayer, Baba. So this is a prayer, family. I'll share it as well on the channel for y'all if y'all do want to get the prayer. But the prayer is Ori. Ori, I honor you and give thanks. It is you who are with us through every event of our life. My Ori is a good Ori. Good Ori is my direct link to Olorun. Good Ori is Olorun's essence within me. Good Ori is my Ori. Good Ori is open to receive the blessings that Olorun sends to me. Good Ori is my Ori. Good Ori is open to the wisdom of Ifa. Good Ori is open to the guidance of Orunmila. Good Ori accepts assistance from Orisha. Good Ori welcomes and embraces Egungun. Good Ori welcomes assistance from Egungun. Good Ori is my Ori. Ori, I ask that you always leave my doors open. I ask that you always bring me blessings. I ask that you always support me through the difficult times. Ori, I ask that you always celebrate the good times with me. Ori, I embrace you, and I ask that you always embrace me. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Appreciate y'all, family. Bye-bye. You got anything else before we wrap it up?
No, sir.
All right, man. So look, we'll see y'all in the Institute on Thursday. And man, I appreciate all the love and support, family. So I look forward to seeing y'all, man. And Baba, I appreciate you. And I can't thank you enough, man. I can't wait to get this thing cracking, man. For real.
Good. We're good, man. We're good to go, man. We already there. All right.
Sir. Yes, sir. All right, family. So we out. See y'all in the next episode. Don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe. We out, family. Peace.
Ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé sàpò ìyàgbọ́ tẹ́ǹtì ẹni takísà ní tàtàn ò bá padà sílé anítìjàkọ ẹja lọ pé eégún mo sí ẹni gbẹ́rẹ́ ìpàkọ́. Forsake not your ancestors and praise your